Hey everyone, welcome to the Berkeley Crit. This is a four-corner crit in Berkeley, California. It is day two of a two-day Omnium. First day was a hilly road race, and today is this crit. The prize list is just up for the combined Omnium. So we had our teammate get fifth yesterday, and looking to see if we could follow that up with a result today. We knew our best chances with him, Nathan, were in a break, and here you see him on the right, sending it to get in the breakaway. This is maybe 10 minutes into the race, and this break is going to end up being the break of the day. It's got him plus a Mike Spikes rider, so that's two out of the big three teams represented. Valet is the last team. They had the guy who won the race on the first day. You see there's a couple individual riders kind of half-heartedly chasing, but they decide they've had enough and they pull off. And the Valet rider is going to go through to the front, and the Mike's rider here, Iman, just sits up and watches that go. And he's going to let him go across to it. It turns out they didn't want to go across to it. You'll see he actually sits up and he's looking back. He's going to wait for the field, and Valet is going to organize the chase. So I guess this was what they wanted. They wanted a break with the other big teams represented, and they wanted to just let it dangle and then bring it back right at the very end. And so you'll see he's taking these corners really slow here, trying to let that gap just go out. And you'll see Valet is going to start to organize now. They have a few guys all come up to the front, and they're going to start chasing. And so all race, Valet just rode the front, keeping that gap at like 15 seconds or less. And I think the break put up a better fight than they anticipated. They ended up burning through a lot of guys from like 10 laps to go down to like 5 laps to go maybe. But here we are at 4 to go. The break has still not been brought back yet, but it's less than 10 seconds now. It's getting really close. The whole race, once the break went, Valet was lined up on the front, riding to pace, and Mike's gathered their whole team behind them. And then nobody else had more than one or two teammates, so nobody else like really rode at the front in controlled position. Everybody else just kind of rode in this like washing machine at the back of the Mike's train, myself included. You'll see these like 5 or 6 guys that I'm with. We just like played this rotating game at the back of Mike's train for the whole race, and trying to get those good wheels to follow. Because this course was definitely a lot easier to ride from the front. These corners weren't like crazy hard, but if you were back in the field, you were going to get accordioned and have to pedal a lot harder out of them. That last corner we went through, that had some pretty bad pavement in it, and there's like a little lip on the inside. So that one was a little tricky, but otherwise not hard. This straight we're on now, the finishing stretch, was slightly uphill, and then the back long side was slightly downhill. So this was the side you had to do a little bit more work, but it's pretty much flat, so you could really be coasting in. So here we are. I got shuffled maybe a little bit far back on that last lap, but we've kind of been shuffling around this whole race, so I'm like confident I can get a few spots back, no problem. Especially in corner 3, I really found it fast to drop around the outside on people there, because I think most laps nobody was really cornering anywhere near their limit. So if you just trusted your tires and went around the outside, there was a lot more space. And so that's what I did most laps to get spots back. So plan for the end of this race was teammate Jack was going to throw me a lead out in the field. I think the break is about to get caught back. Yeah, you see the two of them going through that corner with maybe 2 seconds. So the break is about to get brought back. They got brought back like right on 2 to go. And when they got brought back, another Mike's guy countered right over it. And that's this big acceleration we're doing right now. And so I got around a few guys, found my way back to Jack's wheel, which is perfect. It's right where I wanted to be. And you can see everyone's scrambling to follow that move. Yeah, there's Nathan coming back from the break. Job done. It would have been cool if they could have made it a couple more laps, but I think Valet had that one pretty in check most of the race, despite a valiant effort from those two. That was very impressive. So here we are now. I'm on Jack's wheel. This is right where I wanted to be. Jack is in his second race of the day, been cruising all day. We were talking here, I was telling him there. Yeah, looks back, make sure I'm still here, and we go to the outside of this corner. Kind of went all across the road here. I think the little flyer from Mike's got brought back, and then nobody really took charge. So we're going to drop around the outside. Here we go through the last two corners. And when we come through the start finish, yeah, little hip tap there. I'm still here, Jack. We're coming into one lap to go. And our plan was Jack was going to sprint down the backside and try to get me as far up as he could before the last two corners. And so here we are looking for spots. Mike's is up at the front at this point. I think Volet only had their sprinter Ryan plus one guy left, max. So two of them. Mike still probably has 3 or 4, and then all these individuals just in front of us. And I've got Jack, one teammate. He's checking again. I'm still here. And Jack is going to bust a move down the inside. And this was like just like we had drawn it up, and I'm right on his wheel. And you're going to see there's going to be a big crash on the left side. Elon and Ryan bumping bars, and they went down hard. I moved to the right. The guy in front of me braked, and so I braked too. And I think it was an overreaction because you see Jack got around with a lot of speed. I yelled at him to go since I knew I'd had to brake into those corners, or behind the crash, sorry. And I'm just kind of like stuck behind these guys. And then in this last corner, I commit to the outside, and the guy in front of me drops his chain, so I had to stop again. And now I'm sprinting from like almost a standstill. And you'll see all these guys who went on the inside come around me. So just a lot of bad luck on the last lap that we were like licking our chops for the top 5 and ended up with like 7th and 12th between the two of us. So disappointing last lap, but I think we were working really great as a team. So excited for the next one. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay tuned for more.